It's Week 17 of the National Football League, and we've got Devontae Smith. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Caps and the Lumberjacks on Sunday night.
While the sun is set, there's still plenty of light in the stadium for this prime-time contest. We've waited all day for this one, haven't we, Brock? It's time for the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Heward on the call in this one. And Brock, got a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think it's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage, run after run, and then just keep on feeding that beast. In a game like this, whichever offense could get...
Michael Dixon with the honor of getting us started. And we're off from Columbus. Here's Smith on return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Out comes their first possession of the game. Look at signal caller playing in his 7th season.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
Throw reeled in by Thomas. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. But anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, those are welcome bonus yards.
Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running with it. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Kittle brings it in. And he's touchdown about 5 yards shy of that first down marker. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Darnold now to throw. Escapes out to the... Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
So as they face 4th down, on comes Corey Bajorquez to kick. And this will put an end to the drive after it's stalled out. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So they come on offense now, ready for their opening drive. And leading them out to the #1 overall pick in this year's draft out of USC, a player with immense promise, Caleb Williams.
Last week, Kate, you won't call his effort wasted, never. But you wish a game like that would have come in a win instead of showing up in a contest they ended up dropping. 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's the type of game that wins are typically built off of.
Davis there to grab it. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
And finally, they're able to bring him to the ground. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
This dude was just not going to be stopped, not by the first defender, heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Finding Davis. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. That's 16 on the pickup. And that gives them the first.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Williams from the gun. Gets this to Johnson. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
This is Walker on 2nd. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Drew Tranquil brings him to the ground. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. Out of the gun, here's Williams. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And they're going to have a 1st down. Man in motion, out of the slot. Whiteout's getting involved in the ground game. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, this offense is trying to keep the defense off balance down here in the red zone, mixing in receiver runs with everything else they love to do. And the best part is, it's working. He gets them several yards on that play.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Working from the gun, Williams. On the move, headed right. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Caps have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Caleb Williams, the touchdown. An early reminder that while you're trying to account for all the options they've got on offense, Brock, you also got to be wary of how well he can run the football, too.
You know, one of the questions that I love that you ask in our production meetings to these D coordinators is, anything keeping you up this week? Anything this offense does in particular that's going to be really bothersome? And it's just this. Time and again, right? A quarterback that can run is such a weapon.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. Their offense headed back out for its 2nd drive of the contest. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. They've got 1st down from the 31. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 36. He puts some power on a deep one left. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. The punt team headed out now for the Lumberjacks. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Got 46 on his first punt, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be their football. And this is a good representation right here of what the playoffs will look like come the postseason in 2 weeks. Still a few things to finalize, though, which makes this week and those divisional games next week incredibly important. He's got a gain of 6 there. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Staying with Walker. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And it'll give him a first down. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that'll bring up second down. To throw, Williams. Escapes the pocket. He's gonna tuck it and run. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. 3rd and just 2 to go. To throw is Williams. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainer's headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Motion man right is Smith. Now the give as they set up the jet sweep. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. That tackle made by the rookie from Penn State. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Throwing now from the gun. Completed to Davis. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Now here's Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
This is one of those cases, Kate, where basketball and football blend together. You know, great zone defenses in basketball. You think about them through the years. They trust one another. They know where they are as defenders on that court. Same thing in coverage. When you trust one another, when you communicate, good things happen. Just like that, you suffocate a pocket because there's nowhere for the quarterback to go.
So 4th down, and the big-legged Michael Dixon out to punt. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 58 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession. Here comes their offense out again. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. That was Reed Blankenship making the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Here's Darnold. Fits it through the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down. So we're through one as everyone tries to stay warm on what has been a very cold night. Neither side separating much so far. Back in a moment with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its drive. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Connects with Slayton. And that's good for a gain of 5. That was Reed Blankenship making the stop. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Here's Darnold to throw. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. That's a pickup of 9. And they'll have 1st down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And now they face 2nd down. Now Darnold. Complete to DK Metcalf. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
They are running from the gun with Chubb. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal. Throwing here, Darnold. Cut near the goal line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get it.
And he gets in, touchdown! The Lumberjacks can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. Rodrigo Blankenship on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lumberjacks tie this game 7-7. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now outruns their offense to take over. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Williams set to pass. He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Leonard Floyd bringing that play to a close. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. The penalty makes it 3rd and 8 here. Now Williams. Into the hands of Walker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They've got a man in motion. Williams to throw on first. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And it's picked up by the defense.
Well, you can just see the QB scanning, can't you? He's moving, he's looking downfield, but everything covered up on the back end. That 2nd and 3rd level defenders did their job, and what did it do? Well, free that pass rush up to strip the ball away from the QB.
The Lumberjacks with their offense back out there as Nick Chubb returns to the field. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Here's Chubb up the middle. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. 16 yards on the play. And it'll give him a 1st down. Again, it's Chubb. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
And he pushes it further into the red zone, down inside the 15. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's a give to Dillon. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down and they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
The throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Shotgun give now to Dillon. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
There is no thought needed from him. He has been doing this so long, dating back to college and high school. Those instincts, and they come at you with a capital I. Identify that run, fire downhill, and get home in the backfield before that play could get started.
Forced out to his right. And they take this in for the score. The Lumberjacks capitalize on that turnover and take the lead. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
That one splits the uprights. And the Lumberjacks break that tie and now lead by 7. Turpin with a return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The offense getting set to go. They've stalled out since that first touchdown, Brock, while their opponents have done the opposite. They've heated up, and their original 7-point lead, now a deficit of 7. It's caught right side by Johnson. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Williams. Buying some time right. Uh-oh, he can't escape. He's brought down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I know quarterbacks get paid a lot of money and a lot of glamour in this league, but today, well, this is a tough day for this QB. He's taking a beating. And whether it means changing up some of the blocking schemes, maybe mixing in a little bit of run, or heck, this quarterback getting the ball out of his hand more quickly, he's got to start protecting himself.
Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll give him a 1st down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. Here's Williams. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Running left, here's Walker. He still has room inside the 30. And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. The Caps can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
McManus there to tack on the point after. And the Caps tie things up at 14. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Look at this, the wideout gets in to start this drive. And the reverse call pays off. Some decent yardage before he's brought down.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 34. Buys time, roll it. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. They'll give this up the middle to Dillon. A nice run here past the 35. And he's going to get this to the 39-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. Finds a seam down the middle. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. To throw, here's Darnold. Has him on the quick hitter. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Tackled there by Jordan Lewis. 2nd and 6 now. This is hauled in by Atwell.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Into the hands of Kittle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be a 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Darnold now to throw. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. Darnold looking to throw. Right side, and that's secured by Kittle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Throwing now from the gun. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up. Darnold. And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
I'll tell you this, Kate, that's we got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute, both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play called back.
Up and good from Romo. And they've taken back the lead.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
From a couple yards deep, this is going to come out. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. And with that, we've reached the break. The Lumberjacks visitors, but fighting out to an early advantage. Now we'll get you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on around the National Football League. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This is a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same.
The story is halfway
after the break.
told. Let's see what the back half has in store as we get started in the third quarter. Turpin with a return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Caps are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
Complete out to the right side. And he'll get it up to the 44. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that gives them the first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Williams. Taken in by Smith. And he gets him around 6 there. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Williams from the gun. Gets this to Johnson. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. That one gains 7. And they're going to have a first down. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Putting the tight end in motion. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Connects with Johnson. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down by Julian Blackman. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. Here's the Caps punt team now. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. First punt win 45 yards. This looks considerably further. And a well-placed kick here. Not quite on the goal line, but they're pinned deep at their own 10. This offense ready to get going again now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Now begin the drive with Dillon. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Going right back to Dillon. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. On now comes their punter. And he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Collects this at the 35. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt goes 63 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Now this offense getting set to work here. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Walker on 1st down. Broke through the tackle. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Tyler Nubin with the tackle.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he runs this one down across the 35 and inside the 30. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Running with Walker again. He's contained at the line for no gain. Tyler Nubin with the tackle. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down. To throw, Williams. He's got Smith. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They're now set for 1st and 10. They send a man in motion. They give up the gut to Walker. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Williams to throw. Into the hands of Walker. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll give them a 1st down. Now an inside give to Walker. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Caps take a third-quarter lead. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Extra point try is good by McManus. And the Caps take a 4-point lead. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Back out runs their offense. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They go play action on first. Headed out right. He's running with it. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
It's Dillon here on second down. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Tackle made by Cameron Curl. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3. They'll go again with Dillon. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
They'll run. First give to Zach Charbonnet. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That was Sauce Gardner dropping him there. All right, here we go. Second down. A toss play to Dillon. And he's brought down for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, it did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
That's the end of the third on Sunday night. It's their ball to begin the fourth, and though they trail, this game's still within reach. Third and 6 for them to figure out now. Here's Darnold to throw. Chased out to his right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And they'll have first down. They give to Dillon now on the option. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Running up the middle, Dillon. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
Throwing here, Darnold. He brings it in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. The tight end going in motion right. Now it's Dillon. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, these are not the plays that are like bold in the stat sheet when you look back on it, but these are the kind of gains by the running back to keep the offense on schedule.
And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Lumberjacks take a fourth-quarter lead. A.J. Dillon, the touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired, but that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
That one right down the middle. And the Lumberjacks push their lead to 3. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Caps returning their offense and this running back to the field. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really being the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Williams. He finds Johnson. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up 1st down. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Staying with Walker. And it's a rare defensive win on the ground. He's caught at the line. Call it no gain on the play, and that brings up 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. They've got 1st down from the 31. Walker now from the gun. Room to run inside the 20. And they finally get to him at the 15. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Slot man in motion right. Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Caps take a 4th-quarter lead. Caleb Williams, the touchdown. Brock, we all use literally far too often these days and sometimes in the wrong context, but this guy has literally driven his team to a lead here. His 2nd score puts him in front in this 2nd half.
Yeah, and hopefully some of that determination, that want to, he showed on that run could seep over to his defenders who are right now buckling up with a newly acquired lead. That way the next time he takes the field, well, that lead will still be on the board.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainers headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They'll give this up the middle to Dillon. And he'll take this up to about the 34 before he's stopped. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3. Putting a receiver in motion. Shotgun now on 3rd down. Metcalf there to bring it in. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down. They'll hand it to Dillon. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Looking to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Punt team on the field. It'll be Corey Bajorquez doing the honors. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The Caps back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a gain of 8, and we have reached our 2-minute warning. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Columbus. Caps holding a 4-point lead. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Running with Walker again. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They'll go with Walker on the counter. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. This is Walker on 2nd. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Flush down out to his left. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that 1st. It's a pickup of 26. And it'll give him a 1st down. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. you could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much better brand of football. Short memories prevail, Brock, as they move past that loss and get back to some winning football. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Caps, and we'll see you next time from Columbus.